Next week on EastEnders, Frankie has a decision to make as the Carters prepare for court, while Bailey returns home and Sonia's dad turns up in Walford. Here's a full collection of the 12 biggest moments coming up. Nancy supports Mick. With Katie's sentencing hearing fast approaching, Mick is trying to write his victim impact statement when Nancy shows up. She admits that she is not enjoying living at Sharon's, but still doesn't want to return home. While she's there, Nancy encourages Mick to finish his statement and read it in court himself. Spurred on by his daughter, Mick does just that, unaware that Katie is standing outside the Vic. Frankie has a big decision to make. Frankie is shocked to see Katie at Ruby's club and quickly leaves. When she gets back to the Vic, she notices Mick's victim impact statement on the table but feels unsettled when Shirley explains how this will be enough to get Katie locked up for good. Frankie later meets with Katie, who asks her for a character reference. Afterwards, Frankie lies and tells Shirley that she declined Katie's request but is clearly conflicted. Where do her loyalties really lie? Bailey returns home. Amy has been visiting a missing Bailey at the allotments, sparking suspicion from Denise. As she goes to leave, Amy is met by an unimpressed Denise who takes them both back to the square. Mitch breaks down as he's reunited with his daughter and reassures Bailey that he has his job back. Bernie also tells Bailey that she has a bonus coming, leaving Karen confused. Terry Kent arrives. Terry Kent aka Rocky will arrive in Walford next week, looking for his long-lost daughter Sonia. Terry, played by Brian Conley, initially asks Rainey for directions to Albert Square, but finds himself entertaining a crowd at Ruby's, where things quickly get awkward. Sonia clashes with Dottie. Sonia returns from Dubai to a prickly Dottie, who is still annoyed that she spent Dot's money on plane tickets. Refusing to march to Sonia's beat, Dottie tells Tiff she is determined to keep their card scam going regardless. Dottie then calls Sonia a middle-aged fun sponge, unaware that she's heard everything. As Sonia lets Tiff know that she overheard their conversation, she is left further furious to learn that Dottie is hostessing at Ruby's. Horrified, Sonia heads over to the club and tells Dottie that she doesn't want her talking to old men, pointing to Terry. Bernie faces a new dilemma. Bernie is still keen to be Rainey's surrogate, but it could come at a big cost to her personal life. When Molly suggests they go on holiday together, Bernie admits the truth about the Taylor's financial woes and her surrogacy plan. Molly is taken aback and is even more surprised when she realizes that Bernie hasn't even informed her family of her plans. As Bernie asks her to keep her secret, Molly asks her to forget the surrogacy for the sake of their relationship. What will Bernie do? Sonia makes a shock discovery. Sonia is mortified when she sees Terry again in the pub and quickly disappears. Terry's identity then becomes apparent when he tells Tiff and Denise that he has been looking for Sonia after she sent him a letter. He's her father. Mick prepares for court. As Frankie ponders her decision over Katie's sentencing hearing, Mick tells Linda that he has to tell his truth in court and read his own statement. By the end of the week, the Carters are preparing for court, but what has Frankie decided to do? Terry tries to bond with Sonia. Keen to build a relationship with Sonia, Terry recalls memories from her childhood but she remains unimpressed. Terry also manages to impress the locals as he explains how he got his moniker Rocky. Still suspicious, Sonia tests him by asking a question he'd only know if he really was her biological father. Sonia remains unconvinced, but when Dottie comments that she'd give anything to be able to talk to her dad again, will Sonia decide to give Rocky a chance? Zach takes a shine to Ruby. Zach's had another girl back to the flat, prompting a furious Sharon to demand he get his act together, and get a job. Sharon sends Zach over to Ruby's, in hope that he can find some work there. However, he quickly takes a shine to Ruby, leaving Martin unimpressed when he arrives to find Zach flirting with his wife. Martin makes a shock discovery. Wanting to help Sharon, Zach flirtatiously asks Ruby if she can promote the gym at the club, in front of an annoyed Martin. As Ruby looks over details of the launch event, Zach flirts with her again. Having seen this unfold, Lily asks Ruby if she fancies Zach but is alarmed when Ruby tells her to stay out of it. Spotting another opportunity to cause trouble, Lily tells Martin that Ruby has been spending lots of time with Zach while he was away, and he even stayed the night. Martin is left reeling from Lily's claims and heads off to confront Zach, but is all as it seems here? Isaac sparks concern. Bailey and Keegan meet with Isaac, who takes them for a meal with Sherry and Lola. As the drinks flow, a tipsy Isaac suddenly freezes while telling a story, sparking concern from Lola and Sherry.